After decades of putting everyone else first, this is your time to shine. Welcome to the Sass and Soul podcast, where brilliant women just like you are finally putting themselves at the top of their to-do list. You are ready to reawaken your dormant dreams, take center stage, and unleash your full creative voice. I'm Cindy Kennedy, a seasoned life and leadership coach, global speaker, yogi, and the founder of the Center for Sass and Soul. I'm here to accompany you on your quest to live a wildly purposeful and pleasurable life. After all, success is personal. It's not about following a script, but answering the calling of your soul. So get ready to join me and my global friends as we explore how to reclaim our sass and lead from our soul. Welcome back, fabulous humans. Today I want to speak a little bit about the power of your story. I have been a TEDx speaker coach for the last few years, and it happens every single year that I will have a fabulous human paired up with me who has spoken to a lot of people, potentially thousands of people. But they've done that through the lens of their profession. And anytime I ask them to bring out and share a personal story, I can see their bodies start to constrict and they start to shake their head, or the nerves start and they get really locked up in their minds and they struggle, like they really, really struggle. And they'll say, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Because they're uncomfortable. But they're uncomfortable because they haven't experienced the power of sharing a personal story. We learn through stories. We're inspired through stories. Stories change us. They change us, the storyteller, but they also change the listener. When I used to live in Vancouver, I had the opportunity to coach people through the Vancouver Department of Education. And at the time, I was sharing speaking skills, so presentation skills. But at the end of the day, it's not about how much you can move your arms or open up your body. It really, at the essence, comes down to sharing a little piece of yourself with others. And as they learned, and as they tried different skills, of course, they were invited to share a little bit about their stories. And this is what I heard. But Cindy, I don't have a story that's worth hearing. Or, Cindy, no one's going to find anything I say interesting. And this is what led me to being a coach. It was that exact moment when I went, what is it that keeps these amazing people from believing that they have anything worth sharing? Because they're not the only ones that I've heard it from. Just this last week, I've had a really, really big week, and I ran a huge conference as the MC, as the keynote speaker. I facilitated 2 sessions in this conference. When I was putting this conference together with this company, the woman, so she's a high-level manager, the woman was asking, so who do we actually put forward to open? If you're not going to open, like you're going to come on afterwards, like what do we do? And I said to her, you need to open. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, this is your group, and this is women's voices from within this organization. It needs to be you. And once again, what can I share that people are going to want to hear? But I challenged her on it, and I supported her on it. And on that day, when she welcomed everyone, it was the first time that she shared her own personal story. And she admitted she was nervous. Awesome. Be nervous. And she did it. And you could see everyone in the crowd lean in. Because here's someone that they've known to be at a very, very high level within the organization. She's a hard worker. She's warm. She's her policy is open door. But they didn't know about her own journey to where she came. And everybody was inspired. She doesn't have to be the best speaker. It's not about that. It's about being real and being willing to share your story. The day after this huge conference, I ran my graduation for my Rise to Shine program, which is a leadership program, with one of the companies. So 12 women graduate, but their graduation is a speaker showcase. And what that means is they've now had a month after the whole program and the teachings were completed to prepare their own Rise to Shine story in their own way. Everyone was terrified. In fact, when I first met all these women and I said, listen, if you're wanting to do this course, I will tell you right now that at the end of it, you are going to be standing up in front of everyone and sharing one of your stories. And then I quickly said, and if that scares the crap out of you, then that's exactly where you need to be. And that's why a lot of them put up their hand for it. But they've forgotten. So once we rolled around to it, suddenly a lot of them are shaking in their boots going, oh my gosh, how do I do this? What do I say? So there was a lot of nerves, as there always are at graduation. But one by one, every woman got up, claimed her space like they learned at the front, and shared part of their journey, part of their story. And there was laughter. There was tears. There was just these waves of love. Because remember, when you share your story, two things happen. One, your own voice is a balm to your own body. It's so healing. You get to physiologically experience the power of the choices and decisions and experiences that you've gone through in your life. And you get to do that with pride and power. And secondly, those who get to hear it, they get to learn more about you. They get to feel a connection with you that they never had before. They get to be inspired. They get to be expanded. And you get to be a witness to that. And so what happens is that our nervous systems start to connect and it forges a deeper bond. Anytime you have a chance with an audience that feels warm and caring, anytime you have an opportunity to put your hand up and say, yes, I will share something, I ask you to do it. Do it for yourself, because it will empower you, because you will embody it. And secondly, we want to forge deep connections and community. That's what we're missing in the world. There's so much loneliness. It is so incredibly real. Stories cut right through. And we re-identify as fellow human beings. We have no idea how far, how healing a story really goes. And that includes your own story. So where right now in your life could you potentially share a little bit more about yourself and a part of your story? Thanks for tuning in, and I can't wait to connect with all of you next time. Remember, you are more powerful than you know. So live with sass and lead from your soul, and I will see you next time.